Well, I just did this little presentation to Network Northeast and invited a few other groups if they would like to be involved as well. So unfortunately, this time the question is going to be rhetoric because it's not so easy for you to answer this. And in fact, what I realized is the fact that this question should be back to front. In fact, because instead of saying how many people have bought something online, we should probably be asking the question how many people have not bought something online, because we've been in lockdown now for most of 2020, and a majority, in fact, I haven't found one single person who's not spent money online in 2020. So it's quite interesting, isn't it, the way things have evolved for us all. And the question really is how many people here today have got a business, service or products or events that they want to promote. And I would imagine almost all of us here today. So I know this mentions Scots. It just happened that I picked this one out, but it's international now, isn't it? Everybody's having to prepare, all businesses, I should say, making sure that they're digitally ready, not just offline anymore. So that's what we're talking about today. And of course, when you get into it, you suddenly realize, holy moly, there's a lot to learn out there. There's a lot to master. And in fact, you could spend 24 hours of your day just trying to, learn the next thing and then the next thing and then the next thing. So the question really is, where do you start? What do you focus on? How are you going to do this? And the one of the questions, the main reason I'm here today is just to ask the simple question is, if you were on the first page of Google, would that make a difference to your revenue? And the statistics are showing that 75% of users never scroll past the first page. Quite fascinating. And so a couple of other fascinating statistics here. 70% of the links that people click on are not the paid ads. So the majority of us ignore the paid ads. 75% of users never scroll past the first page. So, that's been very much the case for every audience I've ever had and asked that question. If you search for above all natural results, I'm proud to say that's me dominating the page for above all natural results, just because I thought, okay, what would be a good search engine term to dominate for? So there you go. And the question really is how many people would go to the second page, and this is actually highlighting that in fact 94% of people would not click to the second page of the search results. So it's quite fascinating, isn't it? So, I mean, none of us, rarely do we scroll to page 4 or even page 40, for goodness sake. What we do now, we're experienced searchers now. So we tend to type in, if we type in the word golf, for example, we know we're going to find millions of results that are totally irrelevant to us. So instead, we search for, 5, 6, 7, 8 words, phrases, to be much more relevant to what we're searching for. And we know that in the Western world, at least, Google dominates our search engines. And in fact, I've asked the audience a number of times how many people have used Google to search in the last week. And I often find, in fact, I think 100% of the time I've asked this question, there have been people in the audience who have not only used Google that day, but some have even used Google within the last 10 minutes prior to me asking the question. So the question here is, what is the second largest search engine? And I'll let you just think about that for 10 seconds. And in fact, give me some answers if you can. The answers I generally hear are Bing and Yahoo and so on. And eventually, if I wait long enough, then I get the answer YouTube. So YouTube is the second largest search engine, also owned by Google. And Facebook is the third most popular used search engine. So if you think about it, I think again, when I've asked this question, 100% of us have used YouTube in the year 2020 to search for things, and we tend to go to YouTube for how to do things. So this is quite interesting actually. 1 billion hours of videos are watched every day. Every day. 1 billion hours on YouTube videos. It's incredible, isn't it? And 70% or more than 70% are watched via mobile devices. So my question here is, how many minutes of video footage are uploaded to YouTube every minute, would you guess? Again, I'll wait a few seconds till you think about this. How many minutes of footage are uploaded to YouTube every minute? The answer might surprise you. It's 500 hours are uploaded every minute. 500 hours uploaded every minute. So the question really that comes to my mind is, how come they're not all on the first page of Google? And the answer is because they don't know what I know and what I'm going to teach you. So a little bit of background about me. I've got 2 computer qualifications, which are totally irrelevant today, of course. And I generated my first income online 2 years before Google started. So I've always kind of been interested in what the search engines are and how to, what they're looking for. To me, it's not difficult. It's logic. So you give them, it's just a piece of software. We just give them what they're looking for. I did actually host the first ever internet summit in Scotland, and I continue to generate 100% of my income via the web as I'm traveling. So I actually left Scotland in 2008 in my camper van with my dog, and we traveled through 21 countries around Europe over 2.5 years just to walk the talk, just to prove that I could generate my income via the web as I traveled. And another thing I discovered many, many years ago, well before I went off traveling, was that we could dominate the search engines for the images. And not many people think about this, but you can actually dominate Google for all the image results. So that was me on above all natural results. That's all me. That's all me. First page ranking experts. It's all me. And if you want to go and check this on your own website today, and also check the website of your website designers, and hover over the logo, which tends to be at the top left of the screen, hover over it and then right click and go save image as, just to see what they have called it. And 99% of the time I ask this question, it is called logo. Simple as that. So when you search Google for logo, you're going to find 15.9 billion competition. So if you think about it logically, as soon as I say that, everybody kind of goes, duh, of course. Nobody is going to come to Google or any search engine and type in the word logo if they're looking for your business or your services. It makes sense if you think about it. We could dominate all the images if we're more clever about it, but no one's going to use the word logo, for goodness sake. So if your website designer is using the word logo, you want to sack your designer for a start, but it's not their fault. It's just because they didn't know any better. Okay. So I did this for the 5th of November. I was asked to speak to Network Northeast, and I thought, what would be a good phrase to prove before we even go on to talk to Network Northeast? What would be a good phrase for people to look for them under? So I thought, oh, remember, it's the 5th of November, right? So remember Network Northeast. So if you type in to your phone today, remember Network Northeast, you'll find that they were on the first page of Google within 58 seconds and above 20 million natural results. And they also dominate the Google images and Google videos. And the fascinating thing about this is I didn't do it. I didn't do this. Tess, one of the members of Network Northeast, did this all by herself, just with my guidance. So that was just to prove that anybody could do this, because I thought I could go on and look like a hero, but I wanted to prove that actually anybody could do this. So the question really here is, how much more revenue could your business generate if it was found on the first page of Google? And what if it was in the first position on the first page of Google? And the natural, not paid. And you could do this more than once, by the way. You could dominate all the Google images and videos as well, if you're clever about it, if you're smart. And now, see, I'm a Scotsman, so I hate paying for Google Ads. When I hosted the first internet summit in Scotland, I had one speaker who was paying at that time £10,000 sterling per month to Google Ads. And as soon as he stopped paying, disappeared off the radar. So, of course, you've got to, stop complaining and expecting other people to help here. We could do something about this ourselves. So with your permission, I know again this is a rhetorical question, but I have a little proposal here for you today, and it's simply this. I want to teach you what I just taught Tess there, and how you can get your business on the first page of Google if you're interested. Okay, so for one day only, Thursday the 26th of November, I'm going to teach 90 minutes live with me, and the aim is to have every attendee achieve the first page ranking with their own keyword phrase. Okay, so I have put a disclaimer in there. I don't own Google or YouTube, so I can't guarantee anything. I have failed twice at this, but I've done it a lot of times, probably 10,000 times I would guess, and I've only failed twice, so I can't guarantee it at all. But I'm going to teach you something that I've had a great success at, and it's the fastest method I know of achieving first page ranking. Okay, and what you'll also learn along the way is search engine optimization for every use. Okay, so it doesn't matter what you're going to use it for. Once you know how to do this, once you understand search engine optimization, you've got that information for life. Okay, so I've made it a really simple URL for you: marketing2020.net/Black Friday. The reason Black Friday is because actually Black Friday is Friday the 27th of November, and Thursday 26th is Thanksgiving Day in America, so that's why we've chosen that day. Okay, and instead of $297 for this lesson for life, it's a one-off payment, and I've decided to price it at a silly price, Black Friday price, so hopefully everybody can manage this. If your business can't afford £27, then there's something seriously wrong. So hopefully you'll agree that this is worthy of your business investment. And you'll see when you click to purchase the ticket, it then says at the top, enter promo code. So if you just simply enter the promo code you've been given, you'll get in for 27 instead of 297. So I'll just leave that URL up there and say thank you. I understand this, you can't actually comment here at the moment, so unfortunately for that, but hopefully see you all there.